if you see on screen, today I'm going to be talking about. There's a lot of propaganda in kids' books nowadays. There's a lot of books that I could find on Amazon and a lot of niche websites. A lot of books have been made in the past 5 or so years with the intention of keeping your kids thinking a certain way, if you will. Now, I just wanted to start with this one I found called Sophie Votes Republican, which is $18 for the hardcover version on Amazon. The only way to get it, so no way am I actually going to buy this book. But we're going to take a look at what's in it, kind of. Sophie Votes Republican here, which is apparently a one-of-a-kind illustrated children's book which uses funny rhymes and unique illustrations to teach kids about patriotism, conservative values, and the importance of voting. It's a fantastic way to introduce the next generation of young Americans to politics. Follow Sophie the Squirrel as she experiences the excitement of voting for the President of the United States for the very first time. Having just turned 18, Sophie does what squirrels do best. Sit on the fence, that is, and starts to think about who to vote for in the upcoming election. But she doesn't make her decision alone. The presidential candidates themselves pay Sophie a visit, and after a troubling conversation with Dewey the donkey and an inspiring chat with Elfie the elephant, Sophie feels ready to cast her vote. Who does she vote for? Who wins the election? You'll have to read the book to find out. You don't have to read the book to find out. That's the crazy thing, because it's called Sophie Votes Republican. And anyway, let's look at the images here, because there is a bit of a preview. In early November, Election Day came. Soon Sophie would learn the new president's name. Sophie was squirrely and shouted, "It's true! I'll fight for the good old red, white, and blue." Oh, Jesus Christ. Sophie sat on the fence, her heart filled with fright. Something Dewey had just said didn't sit right. Sophie thought all should be happy and free, but that's not what Dewey wanted, you see. And there Sophie sat. She sat on the fence. Then along came a Republican to give his 2 cents. Oh, Jesus. The story is over and the lesson is clear and should be shouted from the rooftops for all to hear. Treetops, apparently. Every vote counts, every last one. Now get out and vote, because voting is fun. No, it's not. It's not fun. Oh my God. Yeah, but that is the introduction for what we're going to be doing today. I have a lot of these that I have. I read the title and that was enough. I got a brief synopsis. There's one about Reagan. There's a bunch of ones. A lot of them are very transphobic, which is not a good thing for a children's book. There's a lot to unpack there, but we're going to get into that in a minute. I'm just going to go at these one at a time. That was Sophie Votes Republican, if you will. Jesus Christ, that was a lot. Yeah, there's just propaganda in kids' books now. That's crazy. This is called Elephants Are Not Birds. And if you can guess by the title, the fact that one thing is not the other, you can probably see where it's going. It's going to conflate the topic of gender with species, and it's going to be horrible, and you should not get this for your child. See, Elephants Are Not Birds, from Brave Books by Ashley St. Clair. This children's book is perfect for young kids, with colorful illustrations and conservative foundations. You can read the adventures of Kevin the Elephant together as a fan. I'm having a stroke, sorry. Brave Books and Ashley St. Clair have partnered together to tackle the intense topic of gender in our book Elephants Are Not Birds, which follows the story of an elephant named Kevin. Most can see that there's a distinct difference between an elephant and a bird. But in this story, we'll see that even those lines are blurred when the lies of Culture the Vulture are accepted as true. Excuse me? Culture the Vulture convinces Kevin that his ability to sing is one that only birds have. So logically, this means that he is a bird. The lies and logic from Culture the Vulture parallel what our culture is attempting to feed the youth of today. The story Elephants Are Not Birds arrives at a similar conclusion society will arrive at when it comes to the idea of gender identity. Boys are not girls and elephants are not birds. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Let's take a look at Elephants Are Not Birds by Brave Books. Oh my Jesus Christ. Is this Ashley St. Clair? Is this the woman? Why does she look like that? Can a beak and wings make an elephant a bird? Kevin the elephant has always loved to sing, but when a vulture named Culture suggests that Kevin is actually a bird, he embarks on an adventure exploring reality, identity, and truth. Kids will love following Kevin's exploits and participating in the Brave Challenge, a collection of games and discussion questions to help children think through the topic of gender identity. No. This is making me ill. Brave Books is a publisher dedicated to bringing real American values that endure, equipping parents to have intentional and enjoyable conversations with their kids about topics that matter. To most of the animals, Tokatoke felt like heaven, but not to one elephant, whose name was Kevin. Most elephants loved it when the clock hit noon, but to Kevin, noon came far too soon. That's right, Culture squawked. It's whatever you feel. It's only your feelings that show what is real. Now is the time. Let your bird life commence. It's only the thing that seems to make sense. Kevin slumped down, feeling this image. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Kevin slumped down, feeling upset. His head hung low as could get. While Kevin was sulking, he smelled something smoking. The big white pine with fire was choking. Ah. Oh, is this the challenge? Storybooks are great, but the lessons don't always make their way into our hearts and minds. Brave Books has created the Brave Challenge section to help drive home key lessons and values from the book. Each game can take up to 20 minutes. The key is read aloud to the kids. One child modification? Parents only? And roll the die for culture? This shit sounds like a D&D fucking expansion. What the fuck? Team Brave will be facing off against Culture in today's challenge. All of you, the children, will be on Team Brave, and I will roll a die for Culture. Your goal is to score more points than Culture. Your first objective is to create a scoreboard with Team Brave versus Culture. I need to turn the music down. Holy Lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a lot. That's a lot that I just... My god. Do you see what's on screen right now? Whoa. Okay. Thanks, Brave Books. I don't even know what to say about that one other than no. And maybe don't peddle transphobia to children. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, maybe don't do that. This one is called Ronald Reagan. It's Morning in America. And it only comes in a hardcover version, and they want you to know it's a small business. Ronald Reagan was a movie star before he became president. He had a great smile and a warm, friendly voice. He loved to tell jokes and make people laugh, but don't be fooled by his charm. Reagan was also one of the toughest presidents that America has ever known. I almost said dictator there, that's funny. He defeated communism and won the Cold War, and he did it without firing a single shot. This is the remarkable true story of a poor boy from Illinois who rose to become one of the greatest leaders of the free world. Okay. You know what we need to do is we need to go back and we need to read some of these ratings, but I'll do that later. After this one, I'll read the ratings for the first three. That is not the opinion that I have on Ronald Reagan, let me just say. That's what it looks like when you get the hardcover right here. Look at that fine made in America quality. My lord. Oh, we get some content. You see, from very early on, Ronald thought that life is what we make of it. And no matter what had happened in the past, the future is always open, as long as you take it on with optimism and energy. But despite the hardship, the poverty, and the constant moving, Ronald refused to give in to gloom. Here's a poem he wrote when he was in school. I wonder what it's all about. I'm sorry I have to do the Reagan. I wonder what it's all about and why. We suffer so when little things go wrong, and we make our life a struggle, and life should be a song. Thanks, Ronald. Oh, Jesus Christ. President Reagan made a quick recovery. Thankfully, Agent McCarthy did too. Wait, are they talking about when he was shot? Like a month after being inaugurated? Oh, wait, this is about him getting shot, yeah. Okay. President Reagan made a quick recovery. Thankfully, Agent McCarthy did too. And soon the time came to make two agents died. Soon the time came to make a speech before the two houses of Congress. The senators, I think only one of them died. The other one did recover. The senators and representatives rose to greet him with resounding applause. They were all relieved to see him back at the helm. Reagan thanked them for their steadfast support. He also thanked the many citizens who sent him letters full of good wishes. He pulled one such letter out of his pocket. It was from an 8-year-old boy in New York named Peter Sweeney. How sweet. God, I wish that hit his heart, not his shoulder. Jesus Christ. Ronald Wilson Reagan was born on February 6, 1911. He should have been aborted in the November of 1910, and in Tampico, Illinois, his mother Nell gave birth to him in their small apartment above a bakery. At the time, it was common for American mothers to give birth at home. Ronald's father, a shoe salesman named Jack, nicknamed him Dutch, and the nickname stuck throughout his early life. The Reagans didn't stay in that Tampico home for long. In fact, they didn't stay anywhere very long. Jack was constantly getting into trouble, and then he'd lose his job. And when that happened, the Reagans would leave to make a new start in a new town. It seemed to Ronald that he was always the new kid in class. As soon as he made friends, started feeling at home, and he got used to his teachers, he and his family would up and move again. Then he'd have to start over as the new kid in a new class in a new town. Can we talk about how that doesn't look or sound like a poor upbringing? That's a suburb. It was 1910 and he owned a car, and you moved yearly to a different suburb? Define poverty again? Interesting. Anyway, can we also talk about how it appears that every character in this book is as white as the fucking butt of a Caucasian baby. Everyone in this book is white. Everyone in this, oh my god, wow, yeah, okay. Shoutout Ronald Reagan. He loved to tell jokes. I don't even know what to say about that other than don't let kids read it. Jesus Christ, I want to read some ratings. It's an inspiring story of a kid who overcame a rough start in life with energy and optimism. What is this? This is from the book? That's the Kremlin. People knew that the slightest misstep might bring the secret police to their door, then they would be sent to huge jails or labor camps. After their families would not know where they were or when they would come back. There are people in America who believe in communism too, and they want the government to have more control of our lives. Reagan thought they were dangerous. He decided to enter politics to oppose them. Jesus Christ. You gave this to your child, Kindle customer. Wow. Okay. A great addition to an American history study. No, it's not. Great book about one of the most important presidents. My kids enjoyed it. Oh no. Very well made heavy paper stock. Nice hardcover. Love it. Poor quality. My neighbor's kid got this book for Xmas. It's awful. Poor quality, poorly written, and untruthful. My neighbor threw it away. Thanks, Gino. Thank you. I like Gino. This book seems like dog shit. Okay. I want to go back to Elephants Are Not Birds and read those ratings. This is an important message in 2022. The gender identity discussion is foundational way for kids. Highly recommend. Yeah? Oh no. Oh no, our kids love reading this book, and others from the Brave Book series. These books do a fantastic job of presenting important concepts in a heartfelt and child-friendly way. They create a really special opportunity for conversations between parents and children that help develop a healthy perspective for kids. Our kids love each of the stories and how they overlap. I couldn't be happier. Oh my god, Dave. Dave. Someone call CPS on Dave. Holy shit. Can't find fault. Wait, I love the biblical values. Cool. I recommend not only for conservative parents, but for any parent just looking for a cute bedtime book. Is that so? Is that so? You all think that Elephants Are Not Birds is just a cute bedtime book? Are you fucking kidding me? It's propaganda. Fuck you. What do we got for Sophie votes Republican has 80 ratings? As a preschool teacher who has worked with young children for 20 years, I highly recommend this book to parents, grandparents, and anyone who has the opportunity to help children understand the most basic differences between the two major parties. I cannot wait to read it to my two sweet grandchildren who are 6 and 9 years old. Oh my god. Can't wait for a sequel. Thank you, Laura. Highly recommend. Oh my god. Apparently Fox News really wanted to talk about all this because people are just loving these conservative children's books and the wonderful Christian values that they're spreading and are opposing the liberal, atheist, LGBT agenda, brainwashing your youth out there, youngers. And the title of this article is Children's Book Series Hails Heroes of Liberty Like Ronald Reagan, Amy Coney Barrett. Yep, there's a kid's book about Amy Coney. Editor of new book series decries garbage and indoctrination in children's literature. You want to talk about garbage and indoctrination? How about the last 3 books we just fucking looked at? You hypocritical sack of dog water. Oh my god. Here's a 10-minute segment about Dr. Seuss. You want to watch that?
Oh, we want to look at silencing Seuss. Universal Orlando pulling some of Dr. Seuss's books from its gift shop, now considering changes to the entire Seuss Landing children's area at the park. This after publishers...
The fucking scroll bar that just says silencing Seuss. I love that so much. Also, why is the Dow on screen?
Decided to no longer print certain books due to controversial racial images, but the famed author's books now going for huge prices online as people look to buy them up.
Huge prices online, and that's $4.99, $2.99, $5.99, $5 even.
It's great to see you this
Yeah?
morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, I mentioned earlier, first it was Mr. Potato Head, now it's Dr. Seuss. Your reaction to what's taking place
First it's
here?
Mr. Potato Head,
Well,
and now it's Dr. Seuss.
I think there's this idea that we have to judge everything as harshly as possible. Anybody who's read Dr. Seuss, and I think we've all read Dr. Seuss, as children or to our children, can see that he was a gentleman and a gentleman, and that he.
I will never understand this. I always am fine with separate the art from the artist. He invented he made so much. He's Dr. Seuss, man. You can read your kid a Dr. Seuss book and not talk about how much he hated Japanese people. You know what I mean? Or maybe Jewish people. He didn't like either of those groups of people for some reason. You can separate art from artist, but motherfuckers that are like, Dr. Seuss was a gentleman. He was a good guy, actually. You know? The opinions he held were of his time. He's a good man. And he wasn't, you know? He was like whatever. Why did they do that? You could just say, why do you have to get rid of his books just because the guy who wrote them sucked? Just don't talk about the guy who wrote them, you know? But no, they're like, he was a good guy, actually. Actually, I like his opinions. I like him. I would have had a beer with him. I think he's a good man. Why do you...
He loved making art for kids, and those are wonderful.
I keep full screening it, but my stream's not formatted for that.
I understand if some of the imagery in them in a couple of the many, many books he published may be offensive. I'm not sure the solution is to never print them again. Perhaps it's just to, not market those books. But the woke culture is on a warpath.
Isn't that the same thing? Not selling new copies, you just have the old ones lying around?
I can tell you that my own experience with my novel that came out last month, The Power Couple, which, by the way, I need to send you a copy of.
You just plug his own fucking book? Fuck you. I don't want to listen to another word you have to say, jackass. Exclusive. Let me put the music back on. A forthcoming children's book series uses high-quality illustrations and complex prose to tell the stories of heroes of liberty. The best children's books are inevitably the old books because the production value has decreased along with the messaging. Heroes of Liberty editor and board member Bethany Mandel told Fox in an interview on Thursday, "Too much of children's literature today is trying to sell an agenda." And you're not? I'm so confused. What are you doing? Okay. Children's literature is one of these things that people realize this is garbage and indoctrination. You're right, it is garbage and indoctrination. I've noticed that pattern. But there's never been an alternative that's not garbage or indoctrination itself. You're right. None of the alternatives are not even worse examples of garbage indoctrination. Look at this. This is all fucking insane. Sorry, go on. You aim to fill that gap with what? This? Okay. When Manel first heard about the project, she said she was super concerned until she actually read the material. I'm not interested in indoctrinating children, she noted, but she insisted that the book's actual content is not very controversial. The Amy Coney Barrett book, for example, doesn't mention Trump. It's a positive, affirming message about a woman who reached the pinnacle of her career while having children, while holding steadfast to her faith. Jesus Christ. The Ronald Reagan book recounts the victory over communist Russia, peppered with stories about Reagan's personal life. It tells of a young Reagan who dragged his drunk father in from the snow, saving his life. And it tells of a President Reagan who helped an unemployed man get a job after the man had saved a blind man's life. Plans to release a new book every month. Jesus, I am... Oh my god. Limbaugh, while controversial, taught a valuable lesson for kids. The message in the Rush book is basically, he spoke his mind, and that was a good thing. He was so important that Obama had to listen. The book also tells the story of Rush Limbaugh hosting a bake sale in order to help a fan afford a premium subscription for his content. It included what now? It's like a Gary Vee bit, but Rush Limbaugh. There's a bit where Rush Limbaugh hosts a bake sale so that one of the kids can buy Limbaugh's course? Jesus fuck. Oh, many parents are looking for these kinds of books, especially as a man who comes out of the... Is that Reagan? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is when Reagan was shot at, like a month after he... In the blink of an eye, the brave men of the Secret Service sprang into action. Agent McCarthy leaped into the line of fire to block the bullets with his own body. He took a bullet in the chest to save the president's life. You shouldn't have. Another agent shoved... Sorry. I gotta stop sharing my own opinion so much. Here's... My lord. The publisher's survey found that 58% of parents want books to reflect conservative and traditional values, and 52% of modern and conservative parents don't want their kids exposed to left-wing ideas like critical race theory. We're not producing a product you have to pre-read. No? No? Jesus fuck. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my lord. Shoutout Ronald Reagan. I'm not done. I have another book called Fame, Blame, and the Raft of Shame, and I think this one's by Dan fucking Crenshaw. Of all people. Which is something. In this book 4 of Saga 1, Fame, Blame, and the Raft of Shame. Oh, this is by Brave Books. With Dan Crenshaw. Explore cancel culture and the effect it has on society. Yeah? While today's culture presents canceling others' opinions as a solution to their problems, they don't realize that a culture of canceling eventually cancels culture entirely. Wow, you're so profound. Deep in the ocean, Starlit City blooms beneath a dome made of glowing seaweed. The city's beauty and strength are mirrored by its vibrant culture, and Eva wants nothing more than to take her place on Starlit City stage. But when one star performer suggests that they ought to cancel some animals for insensitive comments... Sorry. That they ought to cancel some animals for instance. Yeah, the true strength of the Seaweed City and its citizens is put to the test. Will Eva have the courage to stand up to the crowds? Or will she allow fear to silence herself and others? Shout out fucking... Oh my god. Shout out Dan Crenshaw. Home of the Brave. Welcome to Freedom Island. Home of the Brave, where good battles, evil, and truth prevails. It's up to you to defend our great nation. Save the animals of Starlit City by completing the Brave challenge at the end of this book. Yeah, there's one at the end of every book, isn't there? Oh my god. Is this what the art looks like? That looks like dog shit, man. Yeah, that's really bad and cheap. This hateful animal has hurt Mr. Mountain Lion's feelings, yelled Swan. Let's build a raft of shame and trap the skunk forever in the whirlpool. This way, all who visit our great city will see his shame. Y'all seen that Jordan Peterson video about Twitter? Sorry, give me a second. Have you guys seen this Jordan Peterson video about Twitter?
What rules, you sons of bitches?
You seen that?
What rules, you sons of bitches?
You ever seen that? Sorry. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Hey man, can you delete that tweet? Rules? There's rules on this website. What rules, you sons of bitches? Oh my. No one wanted to listen to Swan's angry honking anymore, and soon she had to find another job taking calls, selling tickets, and buying sea salt coffee for Starlet's new favorite joke teller, a certain hippopotamus named Eva who loved to laugh. Jesus Christ, okay. Yeah, shout out the Brave Challenge. Eva's always dreamed of performing, but the spotlight isn't what she expected. When Swan, Starlit City's favorite magician, takes offense with well-meaning animals, she and the crowd begin tossing animals out of Starlit City and onto the Raft of Shame. I fucking can't. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. The next one I have is called The Little Republican. I know I'm just kind of jumping between these, but I just kind of want to show you what there is to offer on Amazon if you want to teach your kids some good American values. Hell yeah, brother. The Little Republican is about a kid who's picked on for being a Republican. The Little Republican stands up for what he believes in, and even when it's not popular. In a country where liberals increasingly own the share of voice, The Little Republican is an engaging way to teach elementary-age children about Republican beliefs and why it's important to stand up for what you believe in. Additionally, The Little Republican helps break political stereotypes and teaches people of all ages that it's possible to rise above partisan politics and treat everyone with respect. Well, that's nice. Is that really what it's about? Wow, let's see. There's only one picture, and it's what we just read. So, I'm not sure actually what's in this book, but they say it's very nice. Given the other stuff we've looked at, I'm sure it is. This one's called Make Children's Books Great Again. By Be Conservative. This is what we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see this? The perfect book. Liberals are furious about this book. A hilarious book about the faults of liberal beliefs in the style of Dr. Seuss. Our quality, printed and pressed fresh upon ordering. And you'll get it quick, too. The ideal book. It's great for conservatives to give to friends and even better to give to liberal friends. We promise the expression on their face will be priceless. Fun. We take on the issues of healthcare, education, free speech, minimum wage capitalism, socialism, and more in a comical rhyming pattern. Jesus Christ, please don't do any of that. Total satisfaction. Guaranteed to trigger liberals or just get a laugh out of friends and family. There is no other kids book out there like ours. There's a few that are similar, but yours might take the cake. Liberals have already threatened to shut us down, so you know it's good. American made and no profane content. Makes for a perfect coffee table books. It's 29 pages. Oh my god. Story has clever arguments against liberals. There's a page of this here. Let's see what this book is gonna look like. Liberals say they have an open mind, but any opposing view puts them in a bind. In this book, we let liberals have their ways, but in the end, it'll be nothing but sad days. We discuss free speech, healthcare, and capitalism, to the problems of big government and socialism. If you disagree, that's okay. Just please don't take my rights away. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is like hand-drawn. This is horrendous. This is so... I didn't see this one earlier. Donald drains the swamp. Donald the caveman. The caveman needs help. Their king has forgotten all about them thanks to the swamp creatures who surround the castle. They're slippery and scaly and slimy. Donald's just a caveman. But when the people ask for his help, he realizes there's only one way to save the kingdom. Drain the swamp. It's a whimsical parable for the current political moment that all are sure to enjoy. Oh my god, I didn't see that earlier. Okay. And then there's MAGA Kids, which is a series of picture books created by a U.S. Army Iraq veteran, Sergeant Crowley. They elaborate the amazing political movement of Make America Great Again that swept over America during the 2016 election. The acronym of MAGA continues to be a rallying call to all who believe in our 45th president, Mr. Donald Trump. That's what the back of the book says, yeah. Oh my god. That's what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. My conclusion, that was a lot of propaganda, and you should not let your children read any of those. If you or a loved one has seen a child reading this book, save them. Call Child Protective Services. A foster home would be better than wherever they are reading these. Anyway, that was it. Apparently you can just write and produce and sell propaganda, and no one will stop you. No one will stop you. You can just sell it, and you'll get reviews on Amazon like, I loved it. My kids read every single one. Thank you. Make more. And it's just transphobic propaganda. Yeah, Reagan was awesome, guys, wasn't he? Woo-hee. Jesus Christ. I'm in shock. I didn't know. That was bad. Apparently you could just write anything. You can just do whatever you want. But yeah, that was Propaganda in Kids Book. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoy that, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.
I didn't even get a second to regret it, 'cause you look so damn good and I didn't get it. you were hugging your family, said hello, but you just jumped right in the passenger, said you ready to go. I'm like, what?